morning, alpaca. Good morning, room. Good morning, factory workers. Senior Honcho here, and it's time for the morning coffee. Uh, well, as the name suggests, we need to get some coffee. Let's grab our cup out of there. Let's fill it up. So, got got some stuff to do today. Not gonna lie, it's not all fun and games in the games. Oh, okay. Let's start with a nice little sip of coffee here. Ooh, that's hot, 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 hot. Okay. Mm. Um, where to start? Oh, let's. So yesterday let's see if we can see it from here. No, it's too foggy out today. Too much fog. Um, we started Steel City, and we started our limestone block. We kind of laid out our. Actually, we got all of our stations in for our inputs. Um, and we hooked up the train line for the limestone, which was our first block was concrete. Um, we got our foundation done, which looked like this. We did our foundation design, which I think turned out very nice. This is now the floor design. So we extend the wall one. You'll notice now this is like trimmed in to match the top of what the foundation will be, and then we don't have the steel framing underneath. So everything else stays the same. This is another steel intensive blueprint. I did not increase the steel production rate yesterday. Um, so that's going to be one of the first things we need to do. So let's go ahead and put that in our to-do list. So for Steel City, um, this is still going to be part of Steel City, but we need to increase existing steel production for beams because we have enough EIBs and pipes. We just need more beams. Um. Okay. So that's that. And then once we have that should fill in a lot faster, um, so that we can build these sections out a little bit quicker than we were doing yesterday. Uh, what is the second thing we need to do? We need to finish the concrete block. Uh, and then we need to start working our ingot blocks. Um, so we have iron ingot and copper ingot and steel ingot that we need. Oh, I'm looking through our list of blocks and I didn't have the steel foundry block. Huh, that's kind of a big oversight there, isn't it? Alright, steel ingot. Add that to the list. That's why we review our plans all the time, find things we missed. Okay, so we should have 3 ingot blocks. The copper, the iron, and the steel. Um, because of our 4, we have we actually have 4 like tier 0 type um, things that we need to produce. Well, those are the tier 0. The iron, copper, steel, and you know what? We really, you know what? Let's do this. Uh, let's go ahead. I wonder if I have enough space to write out our block list. Steel City blocks. and maybe use a different... No, I'll just list them here. So we have iron ingots. I know there's a limit to how much you can put on this list. I'm just hoping we don't hit it. We have beam, we have pipe, we have concrete, we have EIB, which is encased industrial beam. We have copper ingot, screws, we have wire, we have motor, stator, does that go? Motor, stator. Yeah, I don't have these blocks in here either. Stator, rotor. Wow, my list is really incomplete. Sheets, which is copper sheets and steel ingots. Oh, good, we had enough room. Excellent. Well, obviously we're not going to see our whole list with this, so what I'll do is I'll just extend this down so that we see our regular to-do list. And then I can grab my private notes when I'm doing my offline stuff. If I do my offline stuff. Sometimes I don't do my offline stuff. During the week, I'll be like, oh, what do I want to do today? And sometimes I'll bring up this and do my private stuff. I gotta remember that this is one of my options. I've been playing No Man's Sky in my downtime because they pushed a new update in Expedition. So I've been doing that a little bit. I finally they have added basically like a recycling system into the game, which is kind of cool. So there's like, you know, random industrial garbage that you can pick up and process for nanites, which is really cool. Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blocks. So the list keeps getting bigger. We originally said it was 11, and then we kept saying, oh, we missed a block. Or I keep saying I missed a block. Okay, so if that's the case, we have our 3 ingots in our concrete, which is basically our tier 0 stuff. Then at tier 1, we've got screws, wire, copper sheets, beam, pipe. Okay, so maybe we get our ingot, we try and focus on our ingot blocks today. See if we can't get those started with, but in order to do that, we are definitely going to need our steel production increase. So let's get going on that. I'm not looking forward to this because we're going to have to cram this in. This is going to be quick build style. This is not going to be designed out like our cities because this is on the existing build. We're just going to cram in what we can as nice as we can. We don't want to make it as ugly if we can avoid it, but something tells me it's going to be kind of wedged in there and not super clean because we've got to work in that, and it already kind of looks like a mess. It's not too bad. Like I see some segregation or separation of operations. So not completely horrible, but not completely great either. Okay, that's copper, that is iron, and this is steel. Okay, so we have plenty of iron coming in. It looks like our coal is struggling to keep up. That's our first bottleneck we need to address. Yeah, these coal belts, you can see, are not Not full speed. Is this still Mark 1? No, it's a Mark 2. These nodes are impure nodes, aren't they? No, it's a normal node. Oh, well, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? What are we doing down here? This is all just EIBs? Oh, well, this will fix our problem. We just need an overflow. If we overflow these to our beam output here, there's already a merger here. All we need to do is overflow this. Okay. This might not be as bad as I thought. I'm gonna give ourselves a little bit of a belt here. Put a lift here. And this will be our overflow catcher. And already we've got enough belt here to do this, so let's just smart split these. This is going to be the ugly one because we got belts overlapping. I did put in, I hope that was the right one. Yep. And smart split that one. And that one. And then let's just go to the left on these. And we'll put in a merger here. Going that way. Merger here going that way. And then we will put in a belt here. Belt here. And then run this belt to there. Now all we have to do is tell it, hey, when you have overflow, send it. So we're going to do that by going into each one of these. We're going to leave any as that. We're going to change our left output to overflow. And then we're just going to copy that. And then already you can see we're throwing beams out there. And just like that, we have beams flowing. Okay. That gives us now 6 beam producers. Because I believe I did that on the top too, where we're sending all 3 of these out. Yeah, and this is my smart splitter with the overflow on that one as well. And then that one is just a regular splitter. That when those 2 are full, that's getting split out. Yeah. Perfect. That's actually not a bad system. If I would have designed it that way from the beginning, that would have been a good way to keep beams without having to have a separate factory setup for that. We are still not like filling this belt, but we did just double our rate of fill. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these all. That's gonna help us out with our production. So we might be able to just, I wonder where these are all going. Oh, They may be going to somewhere that's being just sunk at the other end. I wonder. Because I'm sure those are being produced into something that the... No, actually... And we might have a big store of beams somewhere. Actually, in a couple places. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's go check this out, because we might just be able to just resource off of an endpoint with our stacks. We just need a quick way back and forth. Let's go out this way. We're not going to get there distance-wise. Oh, I wanted to go back to the main city anyways. Get a drone hovering for some reason. What are you... Oh, I think you're waiting on him? Why are you waiting on him? I don't know. You guys are still making power, so I'm not going to worry about it. You might be just... I might have multiple drones going there. Yeah, let's get some music going. Oh, you know, I did want to switch the tape. I wanted to hear this other one. This is Sanctum 2. I wanted to hear Sanctum 1. I do like the Sanctum 2 one. So far, these last three, the LeMichael and Sanctum 2 are my two favorites so far. Oh, that's better now that it's cooled off. Oh yeah, much better. Yeah, look, we've got steel beams coming in here. That means that we should have a full container. Well, I think we have enough steel beam. Alright, well, we know where we're grabbing our steel beam. I think what I'm gonna do is we gotta have a way of getting back and forth to this place a little bit quicker. Let's put in I want to put in a cannon this way. So I'm just gonna do a quick little cannon install. Because I can point that like on a 45 like that, and we can just have it shoot us straight over there. We don't. It's not a big distance, but it's just annoying enough that I don't like flying it all the time. So I'm just going to throw a quick cannon out there. The cannons that are over there will get us over here, no problem. We just don't have a way of getting back over here, or getting back to where we were easily, so we'll just throw a quick cannon up. I do love having my blueprints available for stuff like this, and then having all my dimensional depots set up so that I have enough parts to do that. And we'll just run power from there to there. Boom, and we're good to go. That's it. That's all there is to it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, what? Let's try it out. Because if this is going to be our steel supply for making Steel City, this should go a lot faster. Oh yeah, that's plenty of juice to get us back over here. Easy. And there's Steel City. Now I was kind of working out the design of the blueprint there. Oops. Come on. Oh, that looks really cool. as we're flying, and you get the change on the shine on the pillars, and it looks really neat. Um, this is kind of the floor design, but I ended up putting it in the blueprint, so I'm just going to take this out, and then we're going to put the blueprint in, because I do not want to try and do all of the walls. So I did go... How did I end up? Yes, that one did overlap on both sides. Okay. I was wondering because I had a weird thing. Oh, I did put the door in too. So this is what I did for the door. I just took out 2 sections in the middle and put in an automatic steel gate like that. I thought that matched the design pretty well. So that's the door. And oh, and I put a small billboard up for concrete. So, and then I made our space for the elevator and made sure that was going to be good. So we should be ready to rock the rest of this factory out now and get our concrete done. Oops. So if you ever do that, where you over select your stuff, instead of reselecting it, if you right click, it'll reset it, and then, or it'll take you out of your delete. You can just go back in. There was another way to do that. I don't remember what it was. But there's another way to clear when you multi-select the wrong things. See, I grabbed too much. Grabbed too much. Because there's no undo. At least not that I'm aware of. Let's see, if I pick that, and then nope. I hit the wrong thing again. I don't know. Yeah, see, I over-selected a bunch. Okay. That's not good. Let's just keep it simple for the rest of this. Not that I expect that we're going to have to delete those blueprints, but if we did have to delete blueprints for some reason, like if I needed to remake this factory and move it, kind of like over there, we're changing plans a little bit. I'm not going to be changing structure though. I'm just going to be changing machines on the floor. Once you have your factory block buildings, shouldn't have a problem. Looks like we're skipping some frames today on our stream, so I apologize if the quality is a little shoddy today. Those two are intentionally removed. That's not a mistake. Okay, that's where we want to start our blueprint from. Cities, Steel City floor, and then what we want to do is let's get this in the right orientation. Lock it in and nudge it into place. Now these are all going to come in high because we didn't rebuild the whole thing. So all these are going to have to be nudged into place. But I'm okay with that. I hope you are too. I hope we all can agree that that's better than rebuilding the entire wall section again, and that just having to nudge it in place like that is better. Oh, we have lots of oh yeah, because I grabbed all this section. I'm like, man, we have lots of beam available. Yeah, because I took those stacks. Lock that in. Now it is a little bit better. I mean, really, all we're having to do is nudge it down and over. Let's see. Once we kind of figure out, the first section is going to be the hardest. Let me put it that way. Once you have that first section down, the rest of the sections should come in fairly easily because you just kind of grab from like the middle of your previous blueprint, rotate it, obviously. And you can kind of line it up already using the existing floor. It'll make me a liar. Alright, that's close. Bring that down. Yeah, see that was pretty close. That wasn't bad at all. It's more the height that's confusing. I think we're gonna go ahead and line it up off of this one for a start. Rotate it. Not there. Not there. That's the one. Lock that in. Bring it down. That's the spot. And once you find your spot, it becomes even easier. Okay, great. That's the second floor. Let's see what this looks like from the outside, because the inside doesn't look like much. From the outside. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I wonder if we want... I'm okay with that. I think that looks fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking that maybe I want to flip these blueprints to where they include a ceiling instead of including the floor. So the foundation would be the first floor and the first ceiling. That way I don't have to manually lay in. Because then basically the building is done until we need to expand. For expansion reasons, I think that makes more sense. When you're adding another floor, you would add a floor and a roof, or walls in a roof, instead of floors in walls. Like, especially with a flat roof design, right? You're gonna have that. So that's something I need to... I'll switch over offline, because once we have the top on here, then we'll be able to expand our floors that way. But for what we're doing right now, that's fine. All right, so now if we need our 6 constructor, right? Yeah, load balance 6. Look at all the space we have for that. That's easy peasy. And we're going to point our output that way. We're going to line this up in the center. Wow, we could definitely juice this blueprint and fit more machines on this floor, couldn't we? Like, easily make this 8 constructors instead of 6. Something to think about. I might want to do an 8. Alright, now for that, I think that's where, I think I got that pretty well centered. Oh yeah, I centered it off the splitters. Power, we're gonna run right to the steel girders. We can actually, let's go out, grab that intersection, and this intersection. Tie these together. And run those back to center. And then the elevator is going to be over here, and that will be the way we run power up. Power always comes in on the first floor and then goes up on the elevator, just like everything else. So now, this design, because this is not an open factory design, we are not going to be able to hover between floors. So if we want to get to a floor, we're going to actually have to use the elevator, because this is going to be a closed-in design. Like right now, we can't get to the first floor unless we go through the front door. So this is definitely going to be an elevator section, and that might, oh, you know, that might be, I don't know if that's going to be worth putting a blueprint in for. I guess with the number of blocks that we're going to be using, it might be worthwhile to put in an elevator section. I always think it's going to go in wrong when I snap to a corner on a beam and it's facing the wrong way. Well, that's a me problem, not a you problem. Huh. We're going to have to figure... Oh, I know what we're going to do there. Okay. Yeah, some of these floor sections are going to be a little bit tricky to put in. So what we're going to do is, so this is the elevator footprint here, and then on this floor we need to, I don't know if we need to actually do anything with that, but on the outside what we're going to need to do is to make this match up. We are just going to grab a 1 meter wall to put in there. Oh, like this. And then we're going to nudge that over. Oh, no, 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 no. Gosh darn it. Now I'm all screwed up. Grab that wall, switch it to a 1 meter, get it to snap in, lock it, nudge it, soup it. There we go. We could have gone over one more. Yeah. And that's going to look different than the section next to it because the elevator's going to take this space. Oh. Gotta have... Huh. And we need a wall here too. Like that. Yep. That's going to be our elevator corner. Alright, and we're just gonna do the one floor right now, which means we can grab this floor and oh, it's not gonna do it that way for me. I need to go this way. Yep, okay. And we'll lay this in this way. So that is one thing with doing like the designed walls. One, it's more resource expensive. It's not as cheap as just doing metal plate and concrete for most of your materials. We're actually using up steel and concrete for this design. The other thing is that you have to, it's not gonna all perfectly match to just a full foundation block. as you go vertical. Oops. So some things to think about when you're putting in the designs that you want to blueprint is that you're going to have those kind of issues as well. Let's see, this one, we want that. Shoot. I shouldn't have turned it. Why aren't you turning? What the hell? Oh, I'm on soup. That's why. Okay. I mean, those should go in a lot easier than that. Oops, one more. And then we need to do our corner fix for the elevator. We need one of these. We didn't do this on the floor below, but we need to do that as well. There we go. Now there's our elevator shaft. And if we didn't have, you know, before, if you didn't have elevators, you would leave this in so you can hover through on your floors. And that's why I have like different openings on my other buildings, because the elevators are something fairly new. Yeah, coffee break. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. This actually can come out. We're gonna go straight up. This floor is actually remaining empty. That's interesting. Okay. Because this factory is very simple. I think our very simple ones don't need a lot. It will get more interesting as we expand. I gotta see where we're at with that though. I want to put this hole in from down here so that we exactly line up. And the way I do that is I take a lift, I come up, and then I hotkey over to my manhole there. Then I can put this in like that. Chunk. And we should see our limestone coming up. Just beautiful. Here, got plenty of room for our logistics, which is great. We don't have much on this one, just a splitter. So that's interesting. If we went 8, that would come out to that last block. I wonder, I mean, technically we should have enough room for logistics. We'd have to move this back probably a little bit so we can fit the splitter out here. It's interesting. Okay. Because actually with the 6, with the logistics that I'm doing, that feels just about right. I'll move that to a straight. Oops. Oh man, that was the wrong button. There we go. Well, actually, with the 3, you can see it fits in here really nice. Even though it looked like we've got a lot of extra room. At the end of the day, we really don't have too much because we need our output logistics too. And that's going to be a question of how do we want to do output? We want, from our last city design, we know that we don't want our outputs below the second floor because our output distribution belt is going to be, um, we want to come into our, what did we call it? Our distribution block um, to be a regular floor height up, and before we like split them out into our final container system and sink. We want all that to be on the second floor, and that way we can keep the traffic on the at street level maintained, and we can just have all the conveyors overhead. That frees up our transport system. Let's get our recipe set here before I forget. To concrete. There's one, and then we're going to copy that, paste it, and now we're ready to put our elevator in and power this thing, and we'll be done with our concrete block. Let's do that quick, and then I'll talk about our outputs. Organization, no, transport. Elevator. Let's get this. This is going to be interesting to put in. Okay, well, let's lock that in, nudge it back. And we're going to bring it up. You gotta fly up to bring it up. There we go. And line that up. Why? Oh, we have a problem with our beams, don't we? There's something that it's saying it's encroaching on. Good there, we're good there, we're good up. Oh, it's on the second floor. I took it out on the other one. It's this beam right here. Wait. Oh, that's players in the way. And then once we get up here, you'll see it goes blue, 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 and then we hit that beam, and it says nope. So we gotta take this beam out. We'll put a new beam in after the fact. When I was testing this yesterday offline, I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. Our design kind of has to be modified in an additional way. Okay, now our elevator's in. Huh. Yeah, no, I just realized I don't have a... I'm going to have to take a ceiling tile out so I can get back into the second floor to install the elevator floor. Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. Where does this go? You know what? I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I can't do it from the inside. It's all framed in. Let's do it from this end. We'll just nudge it into... Oh, there it is. That's the spot right there, I think. Is that it? Nope. So we're gonna lock it in there, and then we're just gonna nudge it down. Half nudge. Is that it? That looks like it's it. There we go. It's interesting that it wouldn't put it in, but when we do it in the reverse, it's fine. It's like, whatever. Fine, be that way. I'm going to take out this tile so that we can get down here, because we need to install our floor stop here. Great. Okay, now our elevator is all in. We can seal up our ceiling. Then we need to go down to the first floor and figure out our power situation, our final power situation, because we have a temporary power situation right here, but we don't want that, do we? That's kind of gross. We want to power from the outside. Let's see. Well, we're coming through here naturally. Why don't we do our elevators right here? Our elevators right there. Alright. We're gonna put in a wall socket. We only need a Mach 1 double wall outlets. Put that in right above the window there. We're gonna take this out. I'm gonna run that power into there. Now if we go inside, that has 0 on it, so we can take that out. That one was just there so we could fly around, but now that we have a real factory, and look how tucked in that is back there. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna bring that out from there. It's hard to get to, or impossible to get to even. What the heck? Why aren't you snapping to your outlet there? Fine. Be that way. We have our ways. We can make you talk. Why aren't you snapping to the... Oh. This is not behaving nicely at all. Alright, we're gonna do that. I'll try and figure that out offline. Why, and if I have to manually place a wall outlet, I will. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring that out to the corner. And then we'll go down, and so that it's not clipping through the elevator like that, because it's just gross. We spent all this time to make things look clean. We don't want a gross cable messing it up. But now we can go to our different floors. We go here, and to our second floor, and then power this up. See, that's the way it's supposed to work. Let's see, yeah, we're gonna go straight up. Now tell me, are you gonna love me forever? LLL. There we go. Okay. Here. Okay. So we're good there. What we can do is, instead of swinging that cable all the way back there, we can just come off of this one to power this side and string these together, and we should be all green now. Look at that. Concrete being produced. We are happy. Oh, so happy. Why don't I have more limestone coming in? Is the train there? Yep, train's there. Oh, that window works great. We can see our inputs in our train station, and then we should see our limestone coming back in. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like right on cue. Excellent. I think at this point we can cross concrete block off our list. We are producing concrete. The only thing we'll need to do is figure out our output. But I think we want more, because this is going to go right to another factory. It's not going to go right to output. Let's go to the roof. There we go. Nice. And the nice thing is that these power outlets on the elevator, we are running power vertically for us between floors as well. So we're getting um, power all the way up here to fly around with as well. So I also laid in some streets yesterday. I think we had this one during the stream yesterday, and I marked it out. I was trying to figure out the street layout because our stations are back a little bit, um, and I was like, well, I could put another rail yard section out here and put little stoppers on them. Like, uh, let's see. If I did that, it would look something like this. And I'm still kind of on the fence on this. I might do this because I think it might look neat. If it'll fit. If it doesn't fit, I don't want to do it. Where is it? It's on a bumper stop. So if I bring my bumper stop out here, go this way so I can see. I think that's about as far out. I don't know if I can get a rail in this. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. See, it's too short of a rail piece. However, and I don't want to go out 3 because then that would go into the road section that we have. I could, however, instead put it right on the end. Like that. That looks kind of cool, actually. So that would be the way we would have to do it. We'd have one empty block on the inputs then, and that would just be a matter of, okay, do we fill that in? Do we leave it open? What's going to look good? And then have our street. What? You need to die. That's clear. You need to come with us. And that means that then our road would come straight through here and we'd have a gap in there. I'm not crazy about that. Hey Glock, how's it going? What do you think? Do you think it would look better open like that, or to have the street jog over and be tucked up tight without the stoppers on it? Which way do you like? Let's see, I'll throw in here what might what it would look like if it was open. So if I laid it in this way, you know, the end of our rail yard would have this big opening, and if you're driving, oh, I could put barriers up on the side of the road though. Oh, you know what? I think I like that design. Hold on. I just had an epiphany when I was demonstrating. Let's do this. We can leave that open, but what we do, we're going to go ahead and cover this like we normally would. And we have all these cool things for barriers available in here. We have a whole section on barriers and stuff. Fences and barriers. Um, we could actually just fence this in so that it keeps the traffic out. So we can put a, we can run a fence. I'm gonna zoop that, that's for sure. Out like that along the center. And then run that all the way down to the end of the station so we can have our bumper stops there. And then we can even put in our regular road barrier like this in front of that. We'll have to work. Oh, I know exactly what we're gonna do there. Then we'll put in one of these here. I think we might have to nudge it. Let's see where that's gonna fall in place first. Oh, yeah, from there. Like that. And then put one of these in. Don't like the fact that that doesn't match up. So what we can do on that is we actually put another one in like that, and then we just nudge it back into place. Oh, but that's Z fighting really bad. Okay, that's not gonna work. We're gonna leave that open. It's good enough. We're not gonna drive a car through there. And the fences meet up. I'll have to think about that, how we might do that differently. Now the other thing we could do is start from the corner. It's not going to match up nice on the other side though. But overall, I kind of like that design. Kind of gives the stations a more finished look instead of just ending abruptly. So let's go ahead and throw that in on our other stations and extend this out. A little bit of design work as we go. Take a little design break before we start on another block. Power. Let's see, there's our rail, there's our section. And well, I can go ahead and bring it out too. I know we're gonna be out this far. Okay, I like the Sanctum 1 tape too. I think that's going to be my replay rotation right now. Every now and then I might throw in one of the other ones. Definitely not the Fixmas ones. I have to see if I have them. I think I have them all unlocked now. Oh, I got that one just in time. I didn't want to fall all the way to the ground without, like that. Darn it. I ended up doing it anyway. Oh, Honcho, what the hell are you doing, buddy? Getting stuck in my own creation. Alright, alright. Ah! What the hell? Get out. Golly. I can't remember the last time I got trapped in my own stuff. I think it was in a factory. I got caught between some Was it constructors or assemblers? And it was like, oh, I can't get out. Stuck, stuck. All right, we are. We will continue that design as we finish off stations because I don't have any power out there. However, we do want to put this street in because our next block has to go in. And our next block, oh, we can take our concrete block out of our to-do list as well. Let's do that. Ah, what happened there? That didn't feel right. It felt like we did something wrong. I think we did. I think that is wrong. Yep. Okay. And something. Oh, I reset. Oh my gosh. Come on, dude. Act like you've been there. It wants to go incorrectly right now. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Why? How? Oh, I got this whole frame section in wrong. Okay. Oof. Hold on. I need some coffee. Alright. Let's try this again. Sometimes these frames are difficult to work with, as you can see, because they're they don't register as a solid object. Okay, I want us to take that one because that's already in the right orientation, and take that out, and just, come on. All right, time to do some landscaping. There we go. Dynamite, a landscaper's best friend. Now, one of the things, now that I've decided to go and do this differently, I'm going to repaint these. No. They match up to the intersection. Perfect. Okay, great. Wonderful. Excellent. Oh, what do we look like at night? Oh, we don't have interior lighting. Oh, see, that will be the other benefit of doing the floor expansions with the ceilings, is I can lay in lighting on those as well, so that I don't have to do it as an afterthought. Because right now we don't have any lighting in here, and it doesn't look quite right. See, it's very dark in here. If I don't have the light on, you can't see anything except for the light on there. Therefore, what we want to do, so let's put in some of our factory lighting. Doing this at night is so fun to do too, because it just, everything just illuminates. Illuminate. Let's run the power to the center. Where is our center floor is here. Let's go every other block. Yeah, let's go there. Every other block there. And that doesn't quite match up, does it? We've got 1, 2 there, and 1 there. Let's space these out a little different. Let's put a space of 2 in the middle. And then that will give us 1, 2, 1. That'll give us a good spacing. And so that's gonna end up being 1 light panel per corner. That works. That works out good. And we'll be able to blueprint that in. So if we're off a little bit there, it's not a big deal. And for power, let's see if our power is working correctly now. If I can come off of... see, now I can't get into that again. What we want to do is I want to order 1 over to that one. Over to that one. And then I'll run... I can run 2 on each one. So we got an incoming and an outgoing, and we'll run those across like that. That should do it for connecting the lights. Now we just gotta power the lights in that, which means I'm gonna get back in here and figure out why this isn't clipping to the ceiling. I don't know why that insists on putting it up on top of the floor. So we're gonna fix this a different way. I'm going to put in a wall unit, and I want this to come out to the corner there, like that. Then we can put in our wiring. So typically when you're wiring like that, it will just do that for you. It did it on the second floor. I don't know why it didn't do it on this floor. And yeah, there we go. You're back powered again. And then let there be light. Now the other thing we can do too is if we don't want our lights on all the time, we can put in on this leg. We could have this run a little differently. I wonder if I can put a power switch on the elevator. I haven't really used these, so I don't know. My lights is there should be a light switch. Where are my lights? Oh, organization. Lights, light control panel. I don't know if I have to run the power into this. I can't put it on there. I can put it next to there. It does look like I have to power my lights from it. So if we break this cable connection and we come down to this side and then back up like that. Okay, now we're powered. And if we come in here, ooh, we can change our colors? Ooh. Whoa. I didn't know that. This thing just became a lot more. Oh, cool. Night mode. On. Nice. Our lights can come automatically on, and we can do different lighting colors. Oh, I'm, we can even, we got a dimmer on it too. Look at that, we can dim them. My gosh. This is a cool little thing. I had no idea. We're gonna stay with white. My gosh, that is so cool. Because I think the white looks good with our steel factory. Alright. Well, I'm not thrilled about this wiring setup. Um, it looks a little bit gross to me, but I don't... We'll figure it out on the next floor. Because we need to. Hello. Call button. Looks really nice. No, no. Wrong. Oh, we gotta get out of this elevator. Oh, sorry. Okay. Our normal lighting is going to come in here. I think it would make sense. Where does it make sense? Okay, I'm gonna try this. I think I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna start from the light control panel this time. If we put it there, it's reachable. And then I can run power here to here. From here up to the ceiling. Yes, that I like that better. Okay, and then the only thing we're doing is putting night mode on. Then from there, lights. We have here. Other way, thank you. This is why it's good to play with, you know, different pieces in the game, because you just don't know what they do until you mess with them a little bit. I think I'm actually going to do this symmetrically and come out to each side like that. I think I like that better. And then I'll daisy chain each side. Like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go check it out. To the roof. To the floor. Gotta hurry before we lose our nighttime. We lost our nighttime. We're not gonna really see it. The sun's rising, so. Alright, but our lighting is in place. Looks cool. Good. Next block. Alright, now we can take our concrete out of the list. Finally getting back to that. Alright, concrete, done. Alright, let's see, our next thing, let's start getting some of our steel going, because we know our middle two stations we want to have iron and coal. Oh my gosh, coming in. We're in the basement. Okay. These two stations are going to be iron and coal, and then we're going to do copper on the end. I do believe is what we decided to do. Because iron needs to split. Because we need to do, let's see, what do we have on our list? We've got the iron ore needs to split between, no, the iron ingots need to split. Because we need iron ingots to go to steel, and we need iron ingots to go to screws. Right? That's, oh, we need the iron for, yeah. Copper we need to split as well. That's going to split to sheets and wire. So we may need to bring in more copper than just that one node. I don't even know what quality this node is out here. Let's go out there. Iron, we have a ton of iron. Like, we don't even have to touch this existing node that's out there. We probably will. But all four, we've got 4 pure nodes right here. Actually, yeah, 4. 4 pure nodes. That's going to feed us a ton of iron ore. We will not be strapped for iron. Coal, we've got 4 nodes. That's going to be our longest train. That's going to have to come up over and in. I think we're going to share the iron line with the coal line. That'll be an interesting little signaling exercise. And then for our copper, so we're going to need to run power out this way anyway. There's our copper node out there on right there. But we need power to go down to the shore as well. Oh, when we put the station out there, we'll get power down there. I think we'll do that. This one, I think, you know what, let's just run out here for right now. Oh, I was going to say, how am I still getting power out here? Oh, hi. You're going to need to go bye-bye. Go. Sorry, dude. My spot now. Okay. Ew, impure. Ugh, that's gonna be rough. Yeah, we're gonna probably be bringing in some copper from over there. I have some copper nodes back there that I'm using for wire and sheet and copper powder. And the other one. Those are our coal nodes down there. We've got 4 of them. We're gonna have plenty of coal. We may overflow that into a maybe a power station if we have too much. Oh, more limestone there. We're not strapped for limestone, that's for sure. Okay. Impure. Let's go ahead and put a miner on this so that that dude doesn't show back up. Oh, I don't have my miners built. Of course not, because you're an idiot and you forgot. Oh, you know what? That might be a good thing to put in some of this dead space between stations. What are you talking about, Senior June? So what I'm talking about is getting stuck in the basement again. Let me get back into flight mode here. There, I've got some power. When we do this, I didn't attach that bumper to the other one. I just pushed it in place. We have this dead area in between. Now, obviously, we're going to be running conveyors through the center here, but we still have a couple dead squares. And actually, what I can do is I can use this one first, like that. And we can put a little workstation here. But we need the equipment workshop. We can put a little workshop here in the corner, and it kind of acts like a construction trailer type of thing. And just kind of adds some flavor to our build. And is useful because we need to make a bunch of these. Let's go ahead and make... How many of these do I want to make? I think I'm going to make 20. 20! Hey Dave! Good morning. Welcome back to the morning coffee. Oh, I need to set my goals for the stream. Because one of the goals I need to get to that I've been pushing for is my average of 3 viewers. Yeah, I know. That's how I started this thing, is because that's how I start my day on the weekends. Is I grab a cup of coffee and play some games in the morning. And then about noonish, I end up getting rolling and doing the things I'm going to do on the weekend. And I'm like, you know what? I could create a stream of this, and especially since there's a coffee cup and game, it kind of sparked the idea. I'm like, oh, I can do a little role play. Oh, I'm making more. You caught me monologuing. But yeah, with the coffee cup and game, I'm like, when I take a sip in game, I can take a sip in real life. What? It's not Monday. It's Sunday. You're losing your days, man. It is Sunday, March 1st. It's my boy's birthday today. Yep, it's their last year as a teenager. I have twins. So, twin boys, and they turned 19 today. Crazy how time flies. A cha-cha-cha. Oh, that looks so cool. I love the way that looks when I'm actually glad that we put that right on the end of the station. I love that look of it coming right up against the stop. That's neat. I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be, I'm keeping that as part of my terminal station design. Yeah. Well, they're both hymns, so hymns. Hymns. All right, let's start our next block. So we need our iron. We'll start off with feeding the station with some iron. So now the question is, okay, do we want to do all 4 nodes, the other 3 nodes, 1 node? I don't think he is. Actually, I haven't seen him in a little bit. Let me see if he's in Discord or not. La 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 la. Because I haven't been opening my Discord to try and keep my write down. Oh, somebody's in there. Roko's out there. Predator's out there. I don't see Brian out there. Yep. Nope. No Brian today. Okay. So, what are we doing? What do you guys think? You want to do just 1 node, or do we want to tie in all 3, or do we want to steal from all 4? I don't think this one is pretty much sitting stagnant anyways, because I'm already producing plates out of this one. I could just merge off of this one. That way we have all 4, and then I can kill this factory later if I want to. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll go ahead and just tap into everything. Might as well go full. Go big or go home, right? And these are pure nodes, so I'm just going to put Mark IIs on it. 4 Mark IIs on pure nodes is going to last us a while. We may not even need to expand it. On the copper node, we're going to have to push for a Mark III, but I don't have high-speed connectors, so we'll have to go get some. Do. Oh, hello, you. Say goodnight, Gracie. What? How? There. I must have missed a few of those bullets in the first spray. La 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 la. Da da da. Mark II. And with these, I don't try and set them up to like world grid or anything. I kind of let that first one kind of come out naturally, and then I line them up later. All right, we need a station, so we got to figure out what our train line's gonna look like. Right now, this is a one-way track, but we're gonna two-way it in this section. And we're going to two-way it from this direction. We're going to bring that out this way into this space. Therefore, let's put our iron station on the right-hand side of that. Okay. We're going to go here. Line. Ooh, I don't like the way our grid lines up here. We're not going to grid here. We're going to go the direction we want to go. I'm going to set up a little bit. Oopsie, wrong button. I think that should do it. If that's our corner that we want to be on. Go ahead and set that first row like that. Yeah, that's going to look good. Okay. And we need 6. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do them all in 4s. It's fine. Go out 5 more on each one of these. Yes, it is. The map on this is hang on. So this area that you see all the resources in is basically the area of the map that I've put all of my factories in for the most part. In down here. So as I'm working in areas, so this side of the map I've worked, I have nothing out here. Absolutely nothing. This is all still empty map. And most of where I've been streaming has been from here's our base. That's where our hub is. This is Foundation City, or Ruston Heights is out here in this location. Right here actually is the marker for it, but it's actually built here. This is our Steel City here. And then this is our existing steel production there. So you can see we've only touched a very little part of the map, and I don't even have the fog removed from everything yet, because it actually comes down here. You can kind of see the outline of part of it, but it comes all the way down out here. So just a massive, massive map. It's equivalent to about a 16x map, maybe even bigger, because it does take a long time to traverse if you're on foot. And like, it's insanity to try and run the map. That's why I use the hypertube cannon, so I can like shoot myself to other parts of the map, because it's such a big distance. Oh, and they are talking about. I don't think they're changing they're going to change the actual world map. But they are talking about randomizing some of the features, like doing some procedural type. I don't know if it's going to be procedural, but randomizing some of the bits and pieces on the map so that you get some different layouts. Because those of us that have played as long as I have played know exactly where the prime spots are, and so all of our builds end up looking similar. That's one of the reasons I wanted to try to do the city plan, is to try and utilize some of these other locations that I haven't really built in, but it still ends up mapping to a lot of the same ones that I've built in before. So we got to do some landscaping under here. Where is my landscaping tool? Oh, there it is. Some hillbilly landscaping. Dynamite's your best tool. What happened to those plants? I blew them up. I blew them up. Just like that. There we go. Now we have a nice clean platform to put our station in. This has to be a push-pull station like our other ones. So we go train station. Centered. Platform. It really doesn't matter which way we go, because two of these lines are going to have to come over the top anyway. So let's do it on this side, because those two are going to have to come over the other rail that's going to be for the coal anyways. And then our other station facing the other way goes there. And our end of line is actually here. So this is where my new part of my adoption comes in. Since this is end of line, we're going to put our little block there. Our buffer stop. Just attach that right there. Boink, and that way we don't later run our rail the wrong way. Because we don't need to come through that station. Then for the parallel, I do like putting a set of platforms to run a straight piece. Hey, doggo, are you one of ours? Nope. You're a chicken. Do I have any pale berries? I do. I got some sweet berries for you, little puppy. And we don't need our inhaler. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, doggo? Oh, there you are. I see you. Okay, let's do this. We gotta sneak up on him. We gotta get close enough that he'll smell it when we put it in. Don't go too far. Oh, stop. Okay, he's up against the rock. That's perfect. Great. And then we take it and we put it down. It didn't go down. What happened there? Maybe I gotta do it this way. Oh no, he's going away. Oh, here we go. You may be asking, why would you do this? Well, the reason is because they're cute. There we go. Now he's happy. Let's see, what do we want to name this one? How about Lazario? No, that's weird. How about, let's see, Rusty? Because we found him over by the iron nodes. Alright, Rusty. Go find some things. And so every once in a while they'll bring you something for free, and when you're in the area where they're at. Alright, let me think, where was I at? Oh, we were putting in the straight line. Straight line, straight line. Transportation. I'm in transportation. Railway. Thank you. And we're just going to lay this out. Now, there's a couple different ways you can get track to go straight. You can, you know, line it up manually like that, making sure you're in the right spot. Or you can hold control and it's going to lock it straight. Which is a cool... When they did the rail update, they added that. I was like, oh, that is so great. Because sometimes you absolutely know you want a straight piece of track and you can't get it. Let's see. We're doing our contour mining line here. Okay. Come out this way and that should... Yes, okay. There we go. Now we're all powered out here too because that existing rail line has power to it. So now we are powered through here. And we're going to run this up here. And this has to... we got to think about how we're going to route traffic up near the station. But in the meantime, I got to figure out this part. So I'm trying to make it so you saw how it, see how that clips in real hard, and you can clip right through like solid blocks. Like if I was to run the rail to the other side of this, it'll clip right through that rock, no problem. Running trains don't have collisions turned on, except for certain things, like they'll pick up the space cow tick things, but for look, I don't want it too buried in the sand because I want to try and keep it looking fairly realistic, and so I'm trying not to clip through these hills. So smaller sections will keep you on top of the terrain typically. Okay, I'm only going to go that far, and the reason I'm only going to go that far is because I want to make sure that we are accounting for routing into both of these stations off of this line. And the way I want to do that is I'm going to rail yard these off. This will be the main, and then I'm going to branch off onto that one. And the way we're going to do this is grabbing one of these, and we want to come out, I think we want to come out 6 on this. And there's a reason why. Usually I work in multiples of 3 when I'm working with rail, because to make a 90-degree turn is a 3x3 corner, which means if I wanted to turn 90 degrees, I have to go 1, 2, 3, and then out 2, and I can fit a 90-degree turn in that space. Any turn larger than that will also fit in as well, but your minimum is 3. Also, 3 is a good, like, small straight section for things as well. And actually, I think we're going to leave it at that. I think we're going to leave it. Let's see what happens when I do this. And railway. I'm going to come off of here. I'm going to come straight back to here. And then if I connect these up, and see, that section's not going to work. See how that's clipping through the dirt now? I don't like that. We don't like that. I'm going to extend this a little further. Yeah, that whole section's clipping through the dirt. Crap. Alright. So that's going to mess us up a little bit. I'm going to take these last 3 off. we're going to do something a little different. Bring this up. I'm going to try and line up on the angle to that. And bring this section out to here. And this is going to be our decision here. That. Still kind of a rail yard feel. We should be able to signal that, no problem. Now when I say signal, it's, you know, deciding when we signal this, it has, because the train's going in both directions, we're going to have to dual signal these things and turn them on and off, because we don't want the trains entering this section if a train is coming the opposite direction. So they're going to have to wait on these spurs until the main line is cleared, and then they can run. So there's going to be a little contention for the traffic, but the iron one is really short back and forth, so it shouldn't be too often that this is the only section that is going to be in contention for traffic. Because what we're going to do here is, why are you not connecting to the other side, dude? There we go. We're going to run this out like that. So this train is only going to run from here to there. And the only section where there's going to be two trains is in this section here. The rest, well, that's not true. Because Copper's going to share this line too, but we may split Copper out early because Copper's got to come out here. So if we split Copper out sooner, what are we going to do with Copper? Looks like Copper's going to come down this ramp. That's what I think Copper's going to do. And then join. See how that's buried in the sand? I don't like that. That's going to change right now. I don't like that at all. Because this rail line's going to stay and not get replaced. So I want it to look better. Like that. Is that enough? I don't know if that's enough. I'm not sure I'm quite happy with the amount of burying that was being done there. I like that better. There we go, nice and clean. Our copper station, see, this is an easy one. This isn't going to be hard at all. Let's go ahead and lay this in while we're here. Alright, Dave, see you in a bit. I think we want to, I want my rail to center here, so I'm going to start from my center. And I'm just going to go back 6. And then I'm going to go out on each side 2. I'm going to do that 2 more times on each side. Okay. Then we're going to want to run our station in here. And I'm going to do one station and I'm going to run my line to it so that we have power over there. And then we'll put in the rest of the station. Are we facing the right way? Yep. Okay. So right up to the edge here. Like that. Then we're going to go ahead and run our line in. And again, we're following the contours of that, but I think, yeah, we're good enough on that angle. We get a nice little bit of burying there. It gives a little bit of realism without looking like it's completely buried. And now we have power out here that we can fly around. And what we can do then is put in our Mach 2 miter. La 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 la. Production. Actually, this one we need a Mark 3, and we don't have. Oh, actually, it's the fusible. Oh, we have some of those too. Alright, we're just gonna do a 2 for right now. Because we have the materials for that. So we'll just throw a 2 in there, and then wire that up from the station, like that, and that's done. Now, all we need to do is finish out our stations. Obviously, we want the load to be on this side, and then we put in our opposite station to make it a push-pull, and then let's put our little bumper stop at the end. Transport. Buffer stop, not bumper stop. I call them bumper stops because they look like bumpers, like the train would bump off of them. But, cool. And the funny thing is that, you know, the station we're going to is right there, but we're going all the way down the hill and around. Just because we already have a line there. But the real purpose why we're going through this trouble is because I don't think this node by itself is going to be enough, and we're going to have to probably tap into some other copper nodes around the area. It may be coming from the other side. So if we end up having this mining rail coming from another copper station, we can run it into the same one and have it route without having to create a whole another rail line. I don't know if that made sense, but basically we want to reuse what we already have if we have it. And just because this one is close by doesn't mean we want to change that. Ooh, curve or default? Default. I like default better. It's more of a straight shot. And there we go. That's going to start piling in to our station. Right? Yeah, and you can see that is the rate on a Mark II. And I don't have that juiced. The impure is going to be really slow on producing. So hopefully it'll be enough, but I'm not holding my breath. We need to do some landscaping here. We don't want plants through our build. I meant to do this on the foundations, but I didn't. There we go. That cleans that up. Do one more right here. I think that looks good. That, I kind of like that. I'm going to leave that one. I think I'm going to leave that edge one there too. Gives it kind of that, I've been here a while, I've got stuff growing around the edges kind of feel. Yeah, I think we're good there. That one is ready for a train. Now our last input for steel is going to be our coal, which is down here. And we already have, and we're going to use this line. These nodes, I'm not sure the quality of these nodes. I think they're pure. No, that's impure. What's this one? Oh, we got baddies. Let's take care of them first. Let's take care of this one first. He's a big one. Okay, got him taken care of. Take care of the piggies. They're little piggies, so they won't take much. Ugh, getting out of range. Got him. Okay, what node quality are you? That's an impure as well. Okay, we may need all of these nodes. Let's see. Other nodes are over here. We got. I don't like seeing a stinger remain over here. That makes me nervous. I don't like stingers because they can jump at you. those guys over there. Not too worried about it. That's a normal. Okay, that's going to be one of the first ones we grab. Where is that rail going? I think that's a dead-end rail. That might be good for us to use. Oh, there's our other node there. I don't know what I was thinking with that rail. That's a normal. Okay, so we're going to take these two first. And I think it's just the 4. Is it just the 4 nodes in the spot? Let's take a look. Yeah, just those 4 nodes. I could have just done it this way. That would have been so much easier. But we need to build some structure. So we're going to grab these normals first. And if we need more coal, we'll tap into those impures. So yeah, we could actually put our station... How do we want to do that? Think. Huh. You know what I need to think? Coffee. Let's see where this line is going. I don't know if we need this line. If we don't need this line, I may just put the station right on this. Oh, that's where our stingers are. I think this dead ends up here. Maybe I connected it to something? That's our nitrogen gas line over there. Yeah, I think this dead ends over here. Oh, wait. No, it does branch down into that line, doesn't it? But there's no resources on this line. There's nothing out here. Let's see. Where I'm at right now, yeah, there's a sulfur. There's our 2-hour mark. But that sulfur can go on this other line that our nitrogen's coming off of. This branch doesn't do anything except wrap around. This one here is the line that comes out to grab the nitrogen. Goes by everything else. Like, this is kind of like our main mining line. Oh wait. Where's he going? Oh, we have a train that's using it. That's warehouse runner. Where is he going? What was he doing? Oh, is he using that to come into this station? The extra cable station? Well, that's dumb. That's exactly what he's doing. Yep, he's slowing down to stop right there. Wow. So that means that train is coming up, around, all the way over, down and back and forth through here to get to that station. That is so stupid. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that. But we can't... Dang it. The problem is if we take that out, if we use that line for this station, then that means that train is not going to be able to finish its route, and it is going to be it's going to start flashing its yield thing because that station will be unreachable. That means we need to fix that first. So let's follow this line. I can't believe that. That's so stupid. Just, oh my goodness. That is craptastic. Wow. See, here's another example of that dirt clipping that I'm trying to avoid on these mining lines. Oh, we got fart blocks up here. I got a filter. Oh, something wants me. Spider? Yeah, I attracted a spider. Oh, and a spitter. Okay. Alright, this ridiculousness has to end. Oh, actually, you know what? We can take that line out. Now that I think about it, it's going to send it further out of the way. But don't really care. This is probably another copper node we're going to steal from anyway in our mining line, because there is our steel city right there. Yeah, we're going to lose power here. Because that, we're probably going to mine and bring this direction through here. Oh, and through all the lovely fart blocks. All the lovely fartness. But you see, that's... And because I think that's the next no. The shore ones are closer. So our copper nodes are... We've got a copper node here that we're using. That's a normal. These are iron. These are iron. Yep. And then so the copper has a little bit of orange. This is a copper node here. That's a normal as well. And those... Oh man, they're almost the same. This one's further out. So this would probably be the next one that we grab. And then that one, once we grab that one, these two are easy to grab as well. And I think that's all the copper that we have in the area. Yeah. Oh, is there a copper node here? Oh, there's another normal there that we can pull from too. But all of these would have to have, you know, they need to have like some way of getting back to here if we need it. We don't need that much. Like just pulling one of these should probably be enough for what we need. We might even be able to get by with our one impure node. I don't know yet. With us doing copper sheets and wire, I'm not sure. I know we'll have the wire won't be a problem. The copper sheet might. Copper sheet's a little bit slower to produce. So we might need to pull one more node, but we should only need to pull one. Alright, so what would be the difference being if that train went this way instead of this way? It actually feels shorter going that way, doesn't it? Because it's not coming down here. Alright, so we're going to steal this line and force it to go around that way instead. And all we have to do that is to break that connection. Let's go ahead and get our iron hooked up before we do that. Because we're gonna have to spend some time out there on in the coal area. In the meantime, we can be filling our stations with our copper and coal, and then we'll be done with our inputs. I think that's probably where we'll call it today, and then we'll start doing our smelting next time. Let's see. I need power. And I've got a power 2 thing, so I'm going to go ahead and pull off the station. The other one already has power over by it, so that's not going to be a problem. And, oh, you know what? Silly. I gotta elevate both sides, because I forgot about I gotta go over that rail. This one doesn't need to go over that rail, but this one does. And I can't go under it, so Anyways, sorry, thinking ahead and not working. Okay. Those two are hooked up. I think we'll just merge them here. And we'll have these come into the top, over the top and in. I'm going to go ahead and put another platform section out here because they're cheap. So we're going to want to use that. And then here, I'm just going to throw a merger in the dirt. And we want it going that direction. Let's kind of make it nice. Do that. Then we'll have that come in here, that come in here, and then that go out to our lift, which is going to come over our station. Let's see, for the station, we want to run this from the station. We need to come in, so we're going to be lining up here. We're going to put in our conveyor poles right up against the station like that. We're going to go up 8. And we're going to run a lift here. Run it to height there. Okay, we're good there. No, are we? Yeah, that's right. Yes, input there. Okay, good. Then we're gonna do a, let's go ahead and we're not gonna be able to make it all the way over there. So put another one lined up here. There's our line that we want to see. Bring that up 8. Then we want to run the belt from the side to here. Excellent. Okay, now on this side, lined up there, but we want to have that be a lift for the rail. And we do want it going out that way. And we just need to see where we're lining up height-wise. Right there. This is actually working out pretty well. And then we just tie that to our merger, almost. Bring it up one click, I think. Good. There we go. And we are feeding our station with 2 of our miners. Now, the other ones are going to feed the bottom port. And the reason why we're going to feed into a different port is for speed. Each one of these belts has a certain throughput that it can handle. And we want to balance that. This side we're going to end up rebuilding once we tear this down. But for now, we can just put a regular splitter on there because we're not even using those plates yet. And here, we're just going to do a little over the rail lift section. We're just going to put that right on here. And how far up do we need to go? Let's go up maybe that much. And then we're just going to bring it right back down here. Line that up on the other side. Bring it up. And we got to change that to an input. That's going to be fine right there. And we just run our belt between the two. forms like a little conveyor bridge, and then we're going to put our merger out here to go to there. So where our middle ground is between the two, it's about here. Let's run that merger there. Skittles is saying hello to y'all. Let's run it a little bit on an angle to get out to the station. Output to output there. We don't have power to that one yet. We can fix that off of this pole. That. There we go. Now we should have iron ore coming into both sides once that kicks on. Make sure our conveyor is working before we leave. It is coming into the merger. Good. Then we just run this all the way out. And we can kind of ugly belt this because it's a mining belt. It should be a little ugly. Right? It's not a clean factory. It is an ugly mine. Just like that. There we go. We have 4 different miners feeding our train station. This should be rocking the station out. Yeah, look at that. We're already halfway full. I'm gonna turn that option off. That colorblind option is it's interesting, but is that gameplay? And where did we find that? Oh, accessibility. And keep inventory. Creature hostility. Input assistance, motion sickness, visual aids, and customization. Item abbreviation. Apply that. Resume game. There we go. There, now it's back to normal. Because we can just hover over these and see that it's iron ore. I don't need the visual cue. Okay. That is populated. I'm going to go ahead and throw our iron ore in there. Sort, make sure I don't have any more. That's copper. That's limestone. Okay. But yeah, we're going to have this train station filled up in no time. Like, probably before I get my train running on here. So let's get the train running. Because that's not going to take long. So yeah, we don't need to go above Mark II on those, because that train station fills up fast. So we put one down that way. Oops, wrong thing. One down this way, one down that way. Okay, and I have an engine facing both directions because it's a push-pull train. Let's give this a color. Let us make it... Ooh. Yeah, let's go with this color scheme. Not much different than what it was, but... Actually, I think that was the same one. That's funny. Okay. Alright, we're gonna keep it at that one then. It didn't say it was that one. Usually it'll tell you this has already been applied. But it looks very similar. Now, our stations that we have to name for our timetable are the end ones. So this needs to be Steeltopia, Iron Mine. I'm not even going to bother putting a 1 because I know we're not going to need more than these 4 nodes. If anything, we'll just need to improve the belt to get it out of the mines faster. So that's the Steeltopia Iron Mine, and then over on the other end. Try this up, make sure which one we want. I think we want this one to be the next station in line. So we want this to branch off this way. This is going to be, we need to make sure this is an unload station first of all. Unload. Because I forget that all the time, and I'm like, I'll go and do my test and be like, why didn't it work? And then it's like, because I'm an idiot. I make a lot of idiotic mistakes. Steeltopia, not Steel Topic. Oh, Steel Tropic would have been kind of cool too. And this is going to be iron input. I think that's kind of what we're calling these. Or is it just iron? Iron ore. Let's see. What do we call this? Limestone? Yeah, so this will be iron ore. Okay. Now we hop in our train and we say, we name our train Steeltopia. Iron train. Edit. I don't think it saved our name, so we're gonna have to put that in again. We're going from the iron mine to the iron ore. Save the changes. Oh, it did save it. Good. And then we're going to turn on self-driving. We're going to have a sip of coffee and see if that works. Alright, we're at 212. See if we can't get our copper running by 2.5 hours in the stream. And I still haven't finished my first cup of coffee. We're going to have to do some landscaping along the rail too. Alright, so we picked up our iron ore. Should be easy peasy unload here and as soon as we see it pick it up off the train, we know that's working. Alright, picked it up off the train. We're good. That's done. Okay, now the next thing is to get our copper running. And our copper is over here. So that turned out, that was actually pretty easy to do. That wasn't bad at all. I'm pretty happy about that. And our copper, our station's already loaded up, so we don't need to do that. We just need to put the train in and name our station. So come in here. This is going to be Steeltopia Copper Mine 1. Just in case we need another one, because we might. We didn't name our other station, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to drive out there and do the same thing. This one should, yeah, see, for as fast as we're filling up our iron, you know, we've had this running much longer, and it's just barely, it's not even halfway yet. So that's why I think we might need another copper mine in here. We'll definitely have to bump that to a, whatchamacallit? Why missing material? How am I out of motors? I thought I had a depot for that. Shoot. That's gonna set us back time-wise. Don't mind if I do. It's nice that we're starting to get enough of a build out here that I can fly around without power gaps. Too many power gaps. We've got a few. Let's see, motors. I need to go back to the main city, or our old hub. Oh, we can call this Old City. Go back to Old City. And I went way over where I wanted to go. My motors is over here. The funny thing is I called this Motor City originally. I don't know if that's what sparked the idea or not, but to have, see, like all this stuff that we're producing for motors, I already have like a ton of it, so that's not a problem. It is that it's just a mess. It just looks awful, and is not. It's very difficult to kind of, like, especially since we're trying to do these phase 5 things. It's very hard to coordinate like what we're going to do, and the builds are going to be slow. And I wanted to do something that had a more of a improved plan. Let's dump these in. Okay, and now we have a quick way to get back. See, I knew this was going to be helpful. While we're here, maybe we should grab some more steel. How much steel did we use? Do we have any beams left? No, we used up all the beams in our inventory, so I'm going to grab some more beams while we're here. Because this container's full, so... I don't know how many I want to grab, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll grab 5. 5 stacks. That gives us 1,000. That'll give us some leeway. We didn't build any blocks out today, but I think what I'll do is we'll go ahead and throw our next foundation in. We could start throwing in foundations for city blocks. We know what those look like. Let's see, we want to be here. There we go. Easy peasy. Look how sweet that was. That was awesome. That would have shot us right over to our coal area too. Not a bad system. And I am pretty happy about that. Put us right where we wanted to be. Okay. First loco. Car. Second loco. Okay. This one's copper, so it should have some kind of orangey tint to it, I think. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got this one. This is a good one for... Oh yeah, it's like our base one. Sure. You know what? Let's do it. Okay. We've got this station called out. This is a load. We need to name this train our Steeltopia Copper Train, and I'm going to use an I for 1 on that. Okay. And then we're just going to drive this to the other side. And this is where things can get sticky, because right here, oh, we don't have a rail to that other station. Now, our iron train that's running back and forth right now is in station, but it's going to come head on to us. But luckily, its destination is here, so it's not going to have a problem there. But there's no signaling on this rail. If we were to continue at this point, it would cause a collision. We don't want that. However, I think this one, we're actually going to break here so that the signaling really doesn't matter. It's going to be the when we add the coal train that we're going to have to worry about our signaling. Pull that off. Now, the thing is when you're doing switches and things like that, especially when you're getting a little bit more complex, you want to make sure that your switches come off flat. I think it does a better job of, you see how this one's fairly flat? You want that when you're doing your switches. When I was doing this one, it was coming down and I didn't like it. So, what you can do is you can pull it out enough. For these, you need 4. If you bring it out 4, you can do like a little side switch, like that. And it's nice and flat, and it will signal properly. I see. I thought I saw a waiting train somewhere. Yep, somebody's waiting. Warehouse runner is depressed. Okay. I'm not too worried about warehouse runner. He's not really doing anything we need right now. And it might just be a slow junction. See, I don't like that. That is clipping way too much for my taste. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the incline section. Creature, get out of my way. Yeah, that does it. And then bring that in like that. And then up here like that. That looks nice. Yeah, and that's nice switching. And part of the reason why it might be having some trouble is because we don't have this, and we see we're getting a lot of trains backed up. The problem could be this section that we just added, because it may be confusing it. So we're going to do some block signaling here. We need a two-way signal here. This also is going to need a two-way signal on it as well. Like that. And so what I just did there was, and this, no, that, actually this is going to need a signal that way. Because this is our one-way rail right now, and that has to be blocked out. And you can see that now trains are running here again, and all of my yield signs came off of my top there, or my caution signs. And the reason why that works, well, there's a couple reasons. One is because I had this train parked here, it read it on the same rail section as this one, and it was waiting on that. And that's why you're seeing trains flowing through here one after the other right now, is because they were waiting on this train to clear the track. When I added this block signal, you can see by the colors, it segmented that off and created a different section. And now it's this section, and you can see that the signal's red because there's a train on that section. And that's what we're going to need to do when we do the coal line, is we're going to have to section this off so that the coal train knows when it's safe to come through here and when it has to wait. And the problem we're going to have is we're going to end up with a problem with the copper train, but that's okay. This one is also going to need a signal this way for when it is in its station. Because now we've got a shared section of track from here to here that we're sharing with all the other trains. And he is taking his time thinking about life. Because we probably need a section here too. Yep. So the signaling for this is going to. I didn't realize that anything was. Oh, I did set up the drop-offs for that. That's gonna need a signal to know it can leave from there. That's gonna. So this section now is good. Yeah. And so you want to see a section like that. So all of this section of rail now is properly sectioned off so that if any train is in this section, the train will not a train will not enter from any other direction until the train that's in the section leaves. Yeah, this is gonna get weird when we add the coal train. Because I wasn't. This station is gonna mess us up. We might actually move past and tie in. I might pull this section off the main line and just have it route this way. Well, this will end up going away eventually. I guess it's a moot point. We can figure it out. Okay. Other than that, I don't think... Oh, we will need enter and exits on this, but we're not sharing that yet. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Good. We're good enough. Good enough. Let's finish out our copper. So we're at 227. I think we can do it. Okay, we're already going out that way. We're gonna be close. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. Don't go off the rail. Oh my gosh, that was close. This is why we need our buffer stop. And now that we have power to this rail, fly out here and do that. Okay. And then put our buffer stop in. That. There we go. Now, hopefully we won't... I don't know if you hit these things, if it will actually derail your train or not, but... Anyway, trying to hurry and get through. Unload here. We need to name this station. This is going to be Steeltopia, with an A. Copper... Cooper? Copper. Or... Yeah. That's all we need. Now we can hop in here. We can set our timetable. All your new stations are going to be at the bottom. So copper ore and copper mine. Save changes. Self-drive. I love these push-pulls. They're like these one-car trains because they are the easiest to set up. Now using the single line is going to get difficult for us on signaling, but I'm up to the challenge. We'll put it that way. And I don't know what this issue is with the trains running red. You see the red outlines on the trains. I don't know why that is. It didn't used to do that. I don't know if it means something or not. Alright. And up. We're going to load up our copper. And I can't figure out how to get it to go away without reloading. Like, next time I load in, these trains won't be highlighted red. Wink. Okay, the load was good. If we make it back to, and we took off, which means it knows how to find the station. Didn't run into a train there. We shouldn't. The way we have it signaled, we shouldn't. Ah, that train is blocking. Okay, this is going to be an issue. We gotta fix. See, even short trains can give you problems. This is a different section here. And we might as... Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not gonna like that signal, but it is gonna run up and should unload, and that will be our copper done. Now we'll have to fix our iron. Actually, iron's probably fine. Yeah, iron's fine. Just having that signal there was enough to set the section, but it is blinking. If we were to put a signal here on the station right now to say don't leave the station unless this section is clear, we would have an issue. I think we can do though, we're gonna have a signal here both directions, like that. Oh, I didn't want to get into this right now. Well, I think we're good. We're good. Okay. That signal's not going to be right. We're going to have to change that signal, but for now it's working fine. We can do that next time when we do the coal. Awesome. Let's quickly set up our next block, just so that we know where it's going to be. Our next block is going to be off of our iron here. And because I did want to extend our city a little bit before calling it a day, we'll put our base out like that. And that'll be a corner like that. And that in, and then we just got to adjust it. Come over one and down like that. Yep, there we go. That's our city block. And we have enough to do another one, so we'll do that. I wonder if we change our mode, if it will line up for us. I think the auto connect just does belts and stuff. Put that in, bring it down. That. You can see how quick these go in when you have the materials already available. Oh, we didn't rotate it. Which way? That's the way I think we want to go. Out there and down. Yep, that looks right. Plug it in. So by locking our holograms, it allows us to kind of check our placement, do our nudging. Got weird on me. And also allow you to move around and check to make sure everything's lined up the way we want it before you hit click and place it. Cool. Alright, now am I locked in here? Do I have enough power to fly over here? So we'll get power to this one first so that we can fly around it. But there's our next block foundation. That will allow us to start laying in roads and getting an idea of our next block. And maybe we'll do some city planning. Maybe we'll plan out all our blocks and get our foundations down before we build out those cities, because we do have a lot of blocks to create. We've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different city blocks that we're building out here. And we just added one more here. So we have 11 more blocks to fit in here. And I think we're good. I think we have the space for it. I don't think we're gonna have any issues there. I may do that offline and just so that we have those and then we can build out the individual factories. I think I'll probably set up the coal station and mining facility as well. But I will wait to do all the signaling and routing until next time so you guys can see how I do that because that is going to be a tricky mess. Um, I think. It may go really easy. I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done single rail signaling uh, for this kind that goes in both directions. And there we do have some things. Oh, and luckily, we had just enough steel. So uh, we're out of steel to do any more building on our city blocks anyway. So that worked out good. Oh, yeah. Take a breath. Have a sip of coffee. So we have a lot to do. Lots to do. Looks like we have a crash site over here too that probably has a hard drive in it. Because I don't think I've ever picked this one up. Let's grab this while we're over here. Oh yeah. Oh, you need to... Let's see. There we go. There you go, sweetheart. Chew on some lead. Oh, where are you going? Aren't you dead yet? No? There you go. Gotcha. Ooh, 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 ooh. Didn't see you. Almost had it hatch. Alright. Should be good. We found some steel pipe. Some stators. What's this out here? Some rips. More pipe. Case industrial beam. It's funny. It's like a lot of the stuff that we're building in this area. It's like it's meant to be. Alright, what's needs power? Well, you know what we have really close by? Some power. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we got another hard drive. Ta-da!
Fix-It employee contract reminder. No pioneer should speculate regarding why there are crashed freighters on this planet.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I know. I don't have to speculate. It's no mystery. You've tried multiple times. Hundreds of times. And I am the only one that survived. I'm the sole survivor. Alright. So Steel City is coming along. We've got our design in place. We've got our first city block completed and working. We have our second city block started. We have 3 of our 4 inputs being delivered. We just have the coal left, which is going to be our problem child because it's the furthest away and is going to be sharing a rail. We're going to tackle those issues next time. And we did a little bit more stylizing around our train station inputs, as well as adding some lighting in our elevators, and just making progress. We did set up our copper facility and our iron facility, our mining facilities as well, with their stations to get those things delivered. So that was all good. And next time we'll work on signaling the coal. I'm going to try and get the coal station or mining and station set up with the train so that all we have to do is the signaling and that will be delivered. So I'll do the naming on that. And then I may also do the blocking out of our additional blocks because we have 11 more city blocks to put in. 12 if you count the distribution. And then, but that one I think is going to be a little bit different. I don't think we're going to use the same style because it's not really a factory. It's like a warehouse distribution center. So maybe we'll have that look a little different. That one maybe we'll go with a little more basic design. Uh, but all of that for next weekend. So thanks for watching. I am Senior Honcho, your factory supervisor. And until next time, thanks for all the follows, the likes, the what have yous, and until next time, keep building, stay efficient. Adios.